Okay, hello. We are going to work on the Heavensward thumbnail. This is not a guide. This is just me drawing the thumbnail and then having a random video here. I just want the thumbnail to be on the playlist thing. I'm answering some questions that people have sent, and so this is part 2 of the question and answer thingy. Wait. How do I... Let's do heaven. Okay, I gotta figure out how to fit Heavensward in this thing. Okay, next question though. When are you going to play WoW? I actually tried playing WoW earlier this year. And it was very difficult for me because I play with a controller. I prefer to play with controller. And I tried like different plugins and stuff, and also whatever native thing that they had, and it was just pretty clunky for me, and so I didn't have a very good time with that, but I tried to make it through the stuff, and it takes me a while to get comfortable with doing new things, because I like to learn things very thoroughly, and I kind of just felt like I was still investing a lot into Final Fantasy XIV, and so the amount of effort it would take to get into WoW was a little bit more than I had the time and energy for. Oh man, did I spell Heavensward wrong? Yeah, hang on, wait. There's an S in there. So I tried it. It wasn't like super bad or anything. I just know that I need a lot more time to like focus on it. So if I try to do it again, it will be once I'm done with 14. Not like done, but like I'm going to take a break from 14, which I do intend to do after I finish these guides, which is basically now, because I'm just making these thumbnails. This is like me polishing up the channel just so that it looks a little bit nicer. It has bothered me that the playlist just says like Tower of blah blah blah, and I'm just like, no, that's supposed to be, you know, whatever expansion. So I've been wanting to do this for a while. That looks fine. Okay. So yeah, I don't know when I will play WoW, but I want to figure out how I can learn how to play it in a more comfortable way for myself, because yeah, 14 is something that I'm used to. It was my first MMO, and so I'm used to it, and it just, when I started playing, it took me a long time to also get used to playing 14, just like learning how to play with controller, learning how to play PC game, and learning like all the UI stuff, learning how to interact with other people, all that stuff. Like, it takes a while. So like, as thorough as I am and as knowledgeable as it seems like I am when I make my guides, it's only because I've invested a lot of time to like, and to give myself the time it takes for me to learn all these things. Like, I think a lot of times people can learn things by just seeing what the main point is. But for me, if I come across something that doesn't make sense, I get to this place where I need to understand it before I can move on. And so that's why it's a little more challenging for me to learn new material if I'm not given the proper amount of resources. Which is also why I decided to make Ghost Guide guides, like the long guides, because when I first started playing 14, it was difficult for me to watch the other guides that people make because I felt like it went too fast, and there was just so much vocabulary that I felt like was expected that I knew already, and so I struggled a lot with that. Okay, next question. Know any good jokes? Not off the top of my head. That's not usually how I run my humor. Typically, I just talk regularly and somehow jokes come out of that. I'm not saying everything I say is a joke, but I'll just, you know, be hanging out with people, and then I notice something and I'll make a comment, and they'll be like, oh my god, you're always joking around, and they'll start laughing, and I'll be like, what are you talking about? And then I think about what I just said, and then I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, that was pretty funny. Because like, I enjoy observing my environment a lot, and I like making comments on things that I don't understand or I think is interesting. And so I would say my sense of humor is like within the realms of observational or situational humor. And yeah, so if I have the freedom to just say whatever's on my mind, I guess it usually comes out as jokes like that. But also because I'm a naturally curious person, sometimes people think I'm joking about simple things, like I'm making a joke, as opposed to what I'm actually trying to do which is ask a sincere question. So yeah. What are some fun facts about you? I never really know what fun facts means, but is it just like unique things about me that other people might not know or might not encounter on a day-to-day? Let's Google this. What does fun fact mean? A tidbit of interesting or entertaining trivia. People often introduce a fun fact, sometimes in the form of witty and biting observations, with the phrase itself, because otherwise, how would you know it was a fun fact? Okay. Okay, I was with the definition at the beginning, but then the next part made it seem like there was a lot more effort involved than I would normally put into conversation. Okay, let's see. I really enjoy learning different styles of writing, like languages, but I don't necessarily enjoy learning new languages. I just enjoy the scripts, so like the alphabet of other languages. I think it's very interesting. It would be considered a splinter skill, if you're familiar with that phrase. It's typically when somebody is very interested in learning about a skill, and usually that interest will develop into a bigger interest in something. But if it doesn't, then it is just considered a splinter skill because it's only a part of what most people would assume this person would enjoy. A common example would be someone who's super into like baseball facts or baseball cards, and they know all the numbers and stats and stuff, and you would think that they also would enjoy watching baseball or understand how baseball works in general, but they don't. They only care about the numbers and the facts on these cards, and so that would be considered a splinter skill. Like, parents might think, oh, my child's very much into memorizing these baseball stats, I will enroll them in baseball, and the kid's just like, I don't want to play this, I don't care about this, I don't understand the game, I don't want to socialize with other people, I just want to look at these baseball cards. And then they're like, okay, well, maybe they can be like a sports announcer because they know all these facts and stuff. But then again, the child's just like, I don't care about the actual game, I don't want to socialize, I don't want to share like information in a box sitting with other people watching this game. You know, like most people, typically neurotypical people, would kind of notice a skill and then, you know, take traditional steps to build that up. But there are just some people, especially neurodiverse people, who are just like, no, I'm satisfied with just this one specific thing that I like. And that's totally cool. You don't have to do anything with something if you don't want to, you know, like, so if you enjoy just looking at the stats of baseball cards, then just do that. That's the fun thing. Not everything has to become a job, or like if it's a hobby, it's a hobby, you know, like it doesn't have to be any bigger thing. Like for me, with the whole language thing, so many people have told me, oh, you should like learn this language and go, you know, get better and like go to this country and talk to people here and there. And I'm just like, I don't actually want to talk to people though, and I don't really want to read in this language. I just like the alphabet. I just like seeing how sounds can be written in different ways visually. So like, you know, I can say hi, or you know, I can write in other languages, like, or I'm blanking on how to write this. How do you do this one? It's been a while since I've studied Korean. Yeah, here you know, you know, just like different things. This Braille. This is Hangul. This is, you know, Roman alphabet. Things like that. So, I don't know. Every time I get interested in a new thing, I seem to think I should make a career out of it because that's what everybody's told me to do. But then I'm just like, dude, just let me enjoy learning the alphabet and let me move on to the next alphabet, okay? And so like I'm interested in my most recent one. I reacquainted myself with Braille, and so I was relearning Braille, and so it was really fun. And then after I relearned the Braille alphabet and was like reading some stuff in Braille, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna move on. And then so now I'm interested in like French, and then I doubled back on like Japanese just because my roommate just came back from Japan. And then like I like the Korean alphabet, and at one point I knew Cyrillic, and I've got this book on Arabic, and I've got this other book on the Thai alphabet, but like that's the most I'm interested in these things. Like the language themselves, you know, all of the respect for people who speak and read and communicate in those languages, but I am strictly just interested in the sound turning into writing. And so usually once I get to a point where I can write and read the sounds with no comprehension of what I'm reading or writing, I'm good. So yeah, I guess that's kind of like a fun fact. I don't know, I feel like I just lectured on this thing, so I don't know how fun it is. But okay, I finished this one, so I'm gonna move on to the next one. Bye.